In the process of laying paving, we actually recommend the use of the application of a slurry primer to the base of natural stone and porcelain tiles. The function of that is to improve the adhesion between the tile's base and the mortar and securing it for a longer time and giving you a far beneficial length of time for your paving to stay in place. When using porcelain, the material is non-porous, and so we have to apply that primer directly to the back of the tile and cover every aspect of it. That is the only way that that tile will actually then properly adhere to a mortar. The same when we come to a sandstone or a natural stone of any type, is that we need to apply the primer on there to improve the contact, but we have to wash and clean that surface beforehand to remove any dust or debris. Then you can actually coat the whole of the back of that and get a better connection. The ultimate universal slurry primer has comprehensive instructions on how to mix it. Make sure you have a container in which to mix in, clean tap water, because you don't want any contaminants in, because it will stop the adhesion being as effective. You need a paddle, electric drill, and an application brush. It is absolutely essential with your porcelain or natural stones to actually put them up away from the surface or on the ground. This is to ensure that you aren't going to get any of the soil or sand or materials contaminating the mix that you're putting in. And also it just makes it much easier to lift and take away and to clean all the edges off with a sponge should you get any going around the outside of your porcelain. The process is quite straightforward. We've got our brush, we've got our slurry. The consistency of the slurry will be similar to like a double cream that helps stick much better to the surface of the porcelain tile. We're going to prime the back of the tile using the ultimate slurry, working from the corners, being quite generous. Each of the edges must be coated to ensure the best adhesion we can achieve. With natural stone, we need to make sure we remove any surface dust prior to putting the application of primer to this surface. Then with a brush, you generously apply the primer to the rear of the tile, going right to the edges as close as you can to ensure the best adhesion. When transporting these tiles once they've been slurried, it is essential to ensure that all of the edges are clear any of the primer. If it does go into your fingers, it could then go onto the surface and makes it a much more difficult item to keep clean. Now your edges are clean, you can safely transport this.